Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Rex TV. Today we need to talk about the recent developments within the Southern African Development Community SADC, particularly the decision to allow Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa to assume the SADC chairmanship. This decision comes despite Mnangagwa's track record of human rights abuses and political repression in Zimbabwe. Just before the SADC summit, Mnangagwa's government abducted over 100 people, including political activists and opposition members. Many of these individuals were simply exercising their rights to free speech and assembly, and yet they were violently taken from their homes. This is just one example of the ongoing crackdown on dissent in Zimbabwe, with reports of torture and arbitrary arrests becoming alarmingly common. And yet, despite all of this, the other SADC presidents have allowed Mnangagwa to assume the chairmanship without any consequences. This decision is deeply troubling, as it signals a lack of accountability and a disregard for human rights within the organization. Furthermore, Mnangagwa's assumption of the chairmanship sends a dangerous message to other leaders in the region. It essentially condones and legitimizes the use of violence and repression to silence dissent, setting a dangerous precedent for the future of democracy in the region. It's also important to note that there are still many political prisoners in Zimbabwe who have been arrested without any legitimate grounds. These individuals are being held in fear of potential protests or challenges to Mnangagwa's rule, and it is deeply concerning that the SADC leadership has chosen to ignore their plight. Ultimately, the decision to promote Mnangagwa to the SADC chairmanship is a disheartening setback for the region. It undermines the principles of democracy and human rights that the organization claims to uphold, and it sets a dangerous precedent for the future of political stability and accountability in Southern Africa. We must hold our regional leaders accountable for their actions and continue to advocate for the release of political prisoners and the protection of basic human rights in Zimbabwe and across the SADC region. Thank you for watching, and let's continue to stand up for justice and democracy in our communities.